You know, some of the first things we learn to cook are eggs, boiled, fried, maybe even poached if we're feeling adventurous. And yet, how often do we end up with stubborn shells, runny whites, or just, well, a mess? Perfect eggs aren't just about time and temperature. It's a little bit of science, a little bit of technique, and just the right touch of know-how. And once you get it right, you'll never go back. So today, we're cracking the code on 3 classics: the perfectly boiled egg, the flawless sunny side up, and the elegant poached egg. And trust me, once you master these, breakfast will never be the same. Welcome to Apaulo's Corner. Let's get started. First, let's cover the perfect boiled egg. Boiling an egg sounds like the simplest thing in the world, right? And yet, we've all had those moments: rubbery whites, chalky yolks, or eggs that just won't peel. But worry not, there's a foolproof way to get perfect boiled eggs every time. Let me introduce you to the 369 method. 3 simple numbers to remember for soft, medium, or hard-boiled perfection. First things first, start with boiling water, not cold. This helps the eggs cook evenly and makes peeling a breeze. And for the best results, let your eggs come to room temperature before boiling. If they're straight from the fridge, just add 30 seconds to each stage. Now here's a little trick. If you've ever had an egg crack while boiling, try piercing the shell with a small needle or pin at the wider end before cooking. This helps release any trapped air, preventing cracks and giving you a perfectly smooth egg every time. Just a tiny hole, nothing dramatic. We're poaching eggs later, not before we even start. Now we set the timer. 3 minutes gives you that soft, runny yolk, perfect for dipping toast. 6 minutes gets you a jammy yolk, just set but still creamy. And at 9 minutes, you have the ideal hard-boiled egg, fully cooked but still tender, not dry. Now some people throw their eggs straight into cold water and bring them to a boil. Sounds logical, but it leads to uneven cooking and unpredictable results. We want consistency, and this method delivers every time. And once they're done, straight into an ice bath. This stops the cooking instantly and makes peeling them 10 times easier. Maybe you don't like a cold shock after a hot bath, but the eggs certainly do. No more wrestling with stubborn shells. Speaking of peeling, the fresher the egg, the trickier it is to peel. If you've ever lost half the white to the shell, you're not alone. Some shells just seem personally offended that you're trying to remove them. A little trick: crack the shell gently and roll it under your palm. It helps loosen everything up. Look at that. Like a sunrise in an eggshell. Poetry in protein. And there you have it, the 369 method in action. 3 simple numbers for the perfect boiled egg every time. Next up, let's talk about sunny side up eggs. A perfectly cooked sunny side up egg. Tender whites, a silky texture, and that gorgeous runny yolk. Simple, right? Well, unless you've ended up with rubbery whites, a broken yolk, or something that resembles an abstract painting. Sometimes it's also just called a fried egg, but sunny side up means keeping that golden yolk front and center. No flipping, no fuss, but don't worry. Let's make sure your sunny side up eggs turn out picture perfect every time. Step 1. Heat your pan low and slow. If your pan is too hot, the whites will seize up before the yolk even knows what's happening. Think of it like sunbathing. You want a gentle warmth, not a full-on sunburn. Step 2. A little butter or oil. Butter gives you that rich diner-style flavor, while oil keeps things simple and neutral. Either way, don't skimp. A dry pan is a recipe for disaster. Step 3. Crack your egg into a bowl first, then slide it gently into the pan. This helps you avoid shell surprises and keeps the yolk intact. If you want your sunny side up eggs to look extra professional, you can use a spatula to remove the thin, runny white around the firmer egg white core. This gives you a cleaner, more polished look, but it's totally optional and works best with very fresh eggs, since older ones tend to have looser whites. Now patience is key. No poking, no flipping, just let the heat do its thing. If the whites aren't setting evenly, just cover the pan for no more than a minute. It's like tucking your egg in for a little nap. But don't leave it covered for too long, otherwise your egg yolk will turn blind. You'll know it's ready when the whites are fully set but still tender and the yolk is just slightly thickened but still jiggly. If it looks like it might start to cook on top, it's time to take it off the heat. If you love those crispy, lacy edges, just use a little more oil and slightly higher heat. Oil works best for that since butter browns too quickly, but keep an eye on it, your yolk will cook faster too. And there it is, a sunny side up egg, just the way it should be. Golden tender and absolutely irresistible. Look at that yolk. Liquid gold, this is breakfast done right. Now let's take things up a notch and talk about poached eggs. Poached eggs, the fancy cousin of the fried egg. Sophistication on the breakfast table. Silky whites, a nice round shape, and a perfectly runny yolk. And if you get it wrong, something that looks like an egg just exploded in your pot. Now here's the truth. If you want truly great poached eggs, the eggs need to be really, really fresh. The fresher the egg, the firmer the whites, and that's what keeps everything together. Older eggs, the whites get looser and tend to drift apart, no matter what technique you use. Step 1. Bring a pot of water to a gentle simmer, not a rolling boil. If your water is bubbling like a hot tub, it's too aggressive. You want small bubbles, just enough to keep things moving. Step 2. Add at least 3 tablespoons of vinegar. This helps the whites set faster and keeps things from turning into an egg drop soup. Don't worry, you won't taste it. Step 3. Crack your egg into a small bowl first. This makes it much easier to handle. Then gently slide it into the water. No need for a vortex. Just let it sink, and once it floats up, use a spatula to gently tuck in any stray whites around the yolk. A common mistake? Using eggs that are too old. That's when you get those ghostly wisps of egg white floating everywhere. And while it won't ruin your breakfast, it won't be the perfect poached egg either. Once your egg is ready, after about 3 to 4 minutes, lift it out and place it in cold water. This stops the cooking instantly so your yolk stays perfectly runny. Now there's almost always a little tail of egg white. No worries, just take a small knife and carefully trim it away for that perfect shape. And there it is, a proper poached egg, soft, delicate, and just waiting to be cracked open. Now that is what breakfast dreams are made of. And the best part, once you've got the technique down, poaching eggs is actually easier than you think. And there you have it, 3 classic egg dishes done right. Whether you love the simplicity of a perfectly boiled egg, the golden beauty of a sunny side up, or the elegance of a poached egg, mastering these basics will take your breakfasts to the next level. So which one is your favorite? Or do you have a secret egg trick up your sleeve? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more vintage cooking magic. And also check out some of my other recipes like this one right here for more kitchen inspiration. Until next time, my friends and fellow Apollonians, stay warm, stay joyful, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video.